Hey everyone, welcome to Adobe Live.
Good morning.
I hope everyone had a great weekend, especially those US residents who had a Labor Day.
Oh, heck yeah.
They got an extra day off. I'm James Daviscourt. I'll be your host for today. Illustrator Anna Daviscourt will be giving us a character design lesson today. Let's give her some love in the chat.
What up, guys?
Hey, Cody Bear. Yeah, Cody. Barry, how you doing?
And we got Ari and Ari Cole, by the way, the last time we were on Adobe Live, you gave us the best alliterative names, I should say, for the dogs.
Oh, yeah,
thank
that's
you,
great.
You will always live in my mind as like the alliterative.
Didn't she also give us the final title for the piece?
I believe so. Did we go? Yeah, I think it was Heroic Hounds and then Brave Barkers. By the way, if you didn't catch that one, just look at the replays of the illustration streams. You'll find us not too long ago. When was that? Like August?
3 weeks ago, maybe.
Anyways, continue.
All right, let's see who else is in the chat. We've got JD. We've got Martha Johnston from Michigan.
Oh, heck yeah, I know Martha. Hey, Martha, what's up?
Martha says it feels like a Monday.
Martha currently has 6 dogs in her home.
Whoa!
So, yes, they are adorable, and I love them. All.
Hey, Shikar.
Yeah, Shakar, what's up? And Anthony Jackson. My buddy.
Yeah.
Awesome. I stream regularly on my page, so I recognize a lot of these guys from my personal streams. So thanks for joining, guys.
Yeah, thanks for joining. We've got an awesome schedule today. Let's just run through that for everyone.
Absolutely. Tons of great stuff coming up.
So before us this morning, we had Claudie with the Adobe XD introduction. We had Paul Tranny right after that with the Photoshop Creative Daily Challenge. After us today at 11:30, we'll be handing things off to Andrew Hockrattle for the Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge. Then at 12, we'll have Puno with a video editing lesson.
Nice.
And then later in the day, we'll have Jesse Showalter with the XD Daily Creative Challenge. And finally, Doodle Therapy with Alice Lee.
Such a lovely way to end the American streams in the US.
Yeah, that's great stuff.
Highly recommend joining into all those. And also, we are going to be reviewing the Daily Creative Challenge from Paul Tranny's Daily Creative Challenge. What do you call it? Like stream. Yeah. So if you guys are excited about that, something just happened in our ceiling. Don't worry about it. It's just somebody knocking down now. Yeah. It's just the wind. The wind is crazy in Oregon right now.
Yeah, we got a wind alert yesterday that it would be between 50 and 75 miles per hour throughout last night. That was pretty crazy.
What is the world? But it's fine. It's fine. We're fine. It's fine.
But thanks everyone for watching. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can head over to behance.net/Adobe Live to watch live, participate in the chat. We'd love to have you here. Tell Anna what to do. Woo! All right, why don't you tell us a bit about what you're doing today?
All right, so today I am so excited because we're hopping into Fresco. If you guys don't know, this is the iPad illustration powerhouse. Basically, I love it because I'm a children's book illustrator, and it basically has all that I need and more when it comes to just the power of like raster, vector, live brushes. I'm going to be showing you guys a lot of live brush stuff today because I absolutely love the watercolor brushes. If you've tried it out, you know what I mean. So today, the theme I came up with for like what we're doing today is obviously Labor Day was yesterday, at least in the US. And that usually is a very big sign of like fall is here.
Yeah, that's true.
So what I wanted to do is a spirit of fall, like autumn, holiday almost, like Santa is for Christmas, but I want like the Great Pumpkin, but make it Anna, as Shauna Parmesan said online. So basically what I did is, since we only have one stream today, usually I would do a 2-parter where it's like sketches and color thumbnails and value studies on day 1, like we did for the dog cover that we did. But today we only have 2 hours. So what I'm going to do is basically just paint this up. So I already have this sketch pretty figured out. And I mean, like, this little mellow guy is so cute. So I'm so excited to just add color to him. So what I'm going to start with is the background, and what I'm also going to use, I think I'm going to go for like a muted darkish purple, low saturation, and I'm going to go to the watercolor brushes. So we've got tons and tons of different options for live brushes in general. There's watercolor and oil at the moment, and they are very, very interactive. So oil, you have the ability to mix on the canvas. Basically, it's really juicy. Here, I'll just give you like a little sample size of what we're talking about. So we've got this, and then we could do like a lighter purple with it. And you see over here, we've got lighter purple, but then once you kind of join the two colors, they start mixing, just like oil paints on a canvas. So you can get some lovely blending going on and texture. Like, you guys see that texture? Oh my gosh,
yeah,
so juicy.
Just like canvas.
Absolutely. So then our other live brush option right now is watercolor. And these menus are super easy to go through. And if you have any questions about like what I'm doing or like any of the iPad stuff, just let me know, because I'm happy to answer any of it. So I'm gonna just add a little bit of watercolor here, and you can see how it sinks into the paper. I'm sure you guys have seen this. If you've seen any of Kyle Webster's live streams, he's shown so much of Fresco and can answer so many questions. It's amazing. But I wanted to just give you guys a quick run through in case you haven't seen it. And you can also overlap both of our live brushes. So we have, all of the brushes overlap. There is no limitation of how you can use them together. But the oil and the watercolor, I just love that mixing. It's so pretty.
Definitely.
Oh, so
wow.
It's like a cloud bursting. So good. So that's what I want to use today for a lot of our first paintings. I love doing washes of watercolor and then working over that with different brushes. I'll show you some of my other favorites as well as we go along. But it's really just like so fun to play with. I don't know if like you feel this sometimes. You get into a groove of this is my art style or flow. It's like how I create. But then you don't really experiment as much, and it kind of gets stagnant after a while. James is also an artist. He's a character designer. So it's very easy to like, we talk about it all the time, like how to get you excited about creating, because your best work is when you're having fun.
For sure.
So it's something where once I got the iPad in my hands and I started playing with Fresco regularly, it was fun again. It was like being a kid and having finger paints or something. It's just so explorative and fun to figure out what you like or don't like about certain things, and figuring out like how your style can adapt to it. So I highly recommend you guys just try it out. If you have a friend with an iPad, try theirs. And if you have an iPad yourself, there's no reason not to download Fresco. It's amazing. So check it out. That's my first thing. And then second of all, I'm going to show you basically my way of working through it. So you can see I like doing big washes in the background. And this is literally just to have a background color to play off of. It's not necessarily perfect. It's not like it needs to be anything. And I can change it in the future. It's much more to give me a color base so that all of my other colors kind of are cohesive with it, because color is always relative. So what we want is just something to build off of, basically, to start. And I talk a lot.
Bleed in watercolor. So actually reminds me.
It's so beautiful.
The way you overlapped the oils over the watercolor brush, kind of like how Studio Ghibli has the watercolor wash base, then they go over with acrylics at the end.
Exactly.
From background to foreground to get some great depth.
If you guys haven't seen, well, first of all, the Ghibli movies are amazing, or Ghibli, however you say it. That's like Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, Ponyo, Princess Mononoke. All those are from Studio Ghibli, and they have art books that are amazing and show you this whole process of how they figure out things from like loose to refined, like rough to refined. They always go for washes first, basically, and a lot of their skies show it, because they keep the washes in the white of this cloud, and then the blue bleeding into it. Watercolor is natural for that, because clouds look like watercolor sometimes. So it's beautiful in their books, and you should definitely check those out. We have many art books thanks to you.
We have a ton of art books. I think we have Spirited Aways and Howl's Moving Castle specifically for Ghibli, but you can also really see it in like the way they handle dirt or grass. If they're doing rolling hills, they'll just do washes of warm and cool greens, and then as they work their way forward, they'll start going to more opaque paints and acrylic.
For sure. Yeah, there's a lot of different techniques that they use that you can learn a ton from. And now that we have the tools digitally to get the texture, the feel, even like the process of painting with watercolors, it's kind of similar. Now there's nothing holding you back, basically. If you've never had like the right watercolor paper or the right paints, because sometimes those things can get expensive, or just never really had the time to set up, or there are a million different reasons that like you haven't tried it yet. And now if you have an iPad, there's no reason not to. It's pretty awesome. And by the way, these washes are amazing for getting some kind of subtle color shifts. Like obviously you guys saw the head as I put that in. It was just one of the reds, or oranges, I should say. It's like this really red orange, and then I went to a yellow orange, and it just creates that beautiful dynamic color shift. And you can see it kind of bleeds through sometimes, like over here, to show the purple through. So that's another reason I like to have a background color, but it really is up to you. And sometimes you just want things free floating on white, and that's totally exactly fine. So I'm just basically going to be coloring in a lot of this stuff. So again, if you have any questions, always let me know in the chat. If
one thing I've noticed was Kendall saying near her, it actually skipped straight from summer to winter. It went from super hot one day to snowy and cold the next day.
Yeah, Kendall actually just went to a socially distanced hangout yesterday and posted about it in our Discord, and was saying that the host had a bunch of fruits and veggies from their garden and gave them all to Kendall, just saying like, it's gonna snow, so here's all the stuff. Which is kind of crazy to like have a full harvest and immediately be like, well, it's gonna snow. It's just so weird.
Kendall says it's Colorado. Weather makes no sense out here.
Basically, yeah. It's one of those things that like knowing what weather is going on in like your state can be really advantageous sometimes.
Yeah,
so you can
Kendall,
call when that snow's coming.
You went straight from super hot summer to snowy, cold winter. We went from super hot summer to literally like hurricane of fires in the last couple days.
Well, yeah, yesterday was kind of crazy. Yeah. I was messaging Paco, who thank you is doing the production for
Paco,
this. Thank you,
special
Paco.
shout out to Paco.
And we were talking about, oh man, the winds just rolled in yesterday. It brought a ton of smoke from a fire right to where we live. And it was one of those things where suddenly there are alerts going off on our phone saying like, wind warning, there might be power outages. And we're like, great, there's Adobe Live tomorrow. Perfect timing.
But, California's been experiencing this too. We had like ash clouds rolling through, so the air quality became unhealthy, and we just stayed inside, and that was fine.
By the way, as a casual, super subtle message to you guys, try not to light any fires outside. Just don't. Unless you're doing like a burn pile and you're a farmer, but that's only when it's allowed, obviously. And then other than that, also make sure you're ready to vote. Okay, subtle, super subtle.
And special shout out to my sister, who is currently fighting the lion shed fire in Oregon, which
shout out to Carol.
In like a day grew to 20,000 acres. It was crazy because it was windy.
She is a firefighter. She's a hero. She's amazing. So everybody just have Carol in your thoughts. Keep her safe.
Yeah.
Keep her warm. Oh, wait, no, cold.
Yeah.
It's probably really hot where she is, though, golly. But yeah, there's a lot going on in the world, and it's crazy when it just rolls through like that. Like, oh, there's fires far away. Nope, they're here today. And it is just that fast.
Paco says, and for goodness sake, no fireworks.
No fireworks, please.
Yeah, it's not that time of year. Ooh. It's too dangerous right now.
Well, it's also just like, I get it, you want to celebrate, but there are other ways to celebrate, guys. And it doesn't put thousands of acres and wildlife and people and homes and all this stuff like just at risk unnecessarily. So
Reverb Mike, yes, it's like Smokey and the Bandit.
Smokey and the fires.
Shakara loves the colors with like 10 S's. Colors.
They are colors for sure. They're not just colors. No.
Colors.
Hello.
Yeah.
Make it holla. But yeah, I love these colors. Any autumn colors come supernaturally. A ghost is whispering in my ear like more orange. But no, it's definitely something that makes me happy to put down on the page. And I'm definitely keeping on the warmer side of things. So like I just added that pink and I feel like it's too cool. So I went for a warmer, more orangey pink and boom. I think that fits a lot better.
Yeah, getting a good contrast between the heat and the purples that are cool.
Exactly.
Pinks, reds, oranges.
And one of my favorite features, there are a lot of favorite features I have in Fresco, but one of them is the color palette picker down here. Every time I go to pick a color, I'm like, oh, do I have something similar or good, like it fits the vibe. And especially when I'm doing these watercolors, you can see that they beautifully blend together, but that kind of adds this element of like, you don't have the luxury of sharp edges. So unless you make a new layer, like you guys saw, I did the wash here in the background. Ooh, on white. It looks nice. So we have here on the wash, I made a new layer on top of it, and it has crisp edges, but they're all watercolor ones, so they kind of have a roughness, a nice organic quality to them. So if you do want a harsh edge between things, I would recommend just making a new layer and keep going with the watercolor, because then they don't blend in. But I like keeping it all on one layer because I love that blending effect. When the beauty of like traditional watercolor is usually happy accidents happen and you have no control. So you kind of want to lean into that, be able to let go and be able to just let things flow together in a way that doesn't give you all the ability to separate things out, because it's like really nice, honestly, like mentally, to not have to worry about it all being perfect, it all being clean. What I like doing is throwing it all in on one layer, and then I go in and use other brushes to paint on top of it. So you'll see what I mean, because I'll definitely get there soon. But right now I'm having a ball just throwing this all in.
Yeah.
Ooh, see, it's like, that doesn't follow the lines I have at all. It blobs behind it, but I don't care because I'm going to go in there and fix it up. But like right now I could get some really nice organic stuff. Like if we want this steam coming off of the cup to have a color shift in it, that would be cool. So we could just add a little touches can go a long way in here. So even if you just do like little boops, then then you can have a really big effect on the color and the shifting, and you see how it bleeds out throughout. So it's not like a harsh thing. It just becomes a shift of color really organically. Yeah. I want little apples on his hat, so I'm gonna throw some red in there.
Do it.
Hey,
Jordan Crawford,
what up?
He loves the fall colors.
Yay, I'm so glad.
And Martha says, the colors are gorgeous. Everyone loves these colors. Gorgeous. Fall gorge.
Wait, oh yeah.
Fall in the gorge.
We have a gorge near us.
Yeah.
The Columbia River Gorge. So
Martha says, Anna, coloring outside the lines.
Ooh, it's rough and crazy. So oh my gosh, where are we gonna go with it? Yes. Who knows?
Ooh, I like having like a bright yellow hitting some leaves. Like light from the sun.
You want the like backlight or something. See, this is something that I've had as like kind of a journey lately of my artwork, is figuring out what I want lighting wise, because sometimes I like no lighting at all, where it's just basically layers of occlusion, which is, I always call it occlumency, but I did well and I said occlusion, guys. Woohoo!
Yay!
And it's something that means that when two objects meet, they have a darkness between them. So say like underneath this, the little cape area right here, this would be darker than the rest. And that's something that I kind of wrestle with every once in a while, where I'm like, oh, this would look so cool with like some backlit rim light, whatever epic thing is going on, some subsurface scattering. I know how to do that stuff, but do I want to do it is the question, because I love so much work like that just doesn't have that kind of stuff. It's much more flat colors, texture, and handmade quality to it. So these are the questions that you want to ask yourself, is like, first of all, what do I like painting? And second of all, what do I like looking at? And try to mix those two as much as possible. All right, so now that we've got a rough version of the colors in on this guy, actually I want to do one last thing. I want to add a little shift to his cap. So maybe like a little green at the end, because this is kind of like his stem. He's a pumpkin. He's got this stem. Or she. I mean, we can make this character whoever we want. So if you guys have some name suggestions, please put them in the chat on Behance so that we can read them up.
Yeah.
Definitely going to make the top of this green so it pops a little bit more.
Mhm.
And again, if we want more of a true color without any of the blending, we can either go over this multiple times like I am right now, or we can go in with another layer and just flesh it out. But next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the line art layer and lock its transparency. This is basically exactly pixel locking in Photoshop, which means that you can't paint outside the pixels that are already on the layer. So I'm just going to be painting in the lines, basically. So what I'm going to do is go for a darker purple red and just use those same watercolor brushes. I'm going to make it really big. And you can barely see the difference, but there is a difference there. It goes from black to a color. And one of my favorite things is just adding color to everything. I very rarely go to black. So it's something that consistently in my style is like, I want a colored line. Do you like that?
For sure. I mean, to me, black is always more of like a comic book thing if you want some.
Right. You think like
blacks.
Mike Mignola kind of stuff, like Hellboy.
Who you got to meet.
Yeah, I got to meet him in New York and Lightbox last year. By the way, Lightbox is coming this weekend. Yeah, sorry, my brain synapses are firing. But yeah, Lightbox is next weekend. So if you haven't signed up, there is literally a $1 minimum charge if you want to go. It's so worth it. It's crazy that it's that cheap. It's of course going to be all online, but it's one of those things that's so worth seeing these valuable inputs from amazing artists from around the world. It's really incredible. So I am ready, or so excited to go to that. And also I'm going to be streaming for it on Friday. So 11 a.m. I think it might be going through Behance. I'm still working out like exactly where to find it. But if you want to tune in, I'll be showing stuff off for that. It'll be real fun.
Yeah. That's for Adobe's live streaming segments. And
yes. So yeah, it's for Adobe, but for Lightbox.
And
it's for all the things.
What did you decide to work on for that stream?
I'm going to be covering how to add glow to things. Ooh, make it glow.
Glow-tastic.
Which, I mean, you guys probably already know a lot about glow, but it's so fun to paint, and I feel like it's something that is like really rewarding as a viewer of artwork. Whenever it has glow, it's kind of like adding a magical element that just brings so much visual interest to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go in with, I have some of my favorite brushes that I've pulled out of all these amazing brushes. There's so many in here, and this comes with the program. There are a lot from Kyle Webster, who is of course famous for brush making and all of this beautiful illustration work, but also he has made basically all of these brushes and worked on the live brushes intensely. So it's one of those like labors of love for him. So if you love Fresco brushes, go tweet at Kyle and just be like, oh my gosh, these are amazing. But I've pulled out some of my favorites, and honestly, like the most basic first brush that you get in the program is one of my favorites. It's the pencil brush, and it's absolutely beautiful. So let me show you just a little bit of what that looks like. Let's go for really dark. I'm going full black, you guys. I'm gonna draw like Mike Mignola.
Oh.
Okay, so that's shocking.
Going back.
So this is with the tip perpendicular to the screen, so like a sharp tip of a pencil. You get this lovely texture going on. Woo, woo, woo. And then I'm gonna put it a little bit more parallel, so like getting the edge of the pencil against the screen. Oh, look at that.
Ooh,
oh my gosh, it's just like graphite.
Thick graphite pencils.
Exactly.
Full graphite.
You remember, we worked at the student store and we would have these graphite pencils that had no wood in them. It was just full on graphite, and it was like holding gold in your hand. Yeah. They were so heavy. Actually, it's probably the same heaviness
it's comparable.
Of the Apple pencil. So it's much heavier than a normal pencil, and it always felt like we would unload boxes of them, and we were like, oh, well, maybe we could have a box of these. It feels so heavy.
Unlimited graphite power.
It's so funny how heaviness is like a sign of quality.
We've got a couple names in the chat possibly for this character.
What are they?
Pumpette from Yusra.
Yusra. I love Yusra. Hi.
Oh, Yusra, yeah.
Welcome to the chat. Also, check out Yusra's work. It's amazing. Go check out her page.
And then Shikar says Jamie. Now, my name is James, so maybe we can't name the characters.
No, I think it should be you.
Oh,
it should just be straight up James.
James and Paul.
But whenever
I can suddenly fly, and I have a really awesome leaf cape. It just happens naturally with fall as the seasons change.
the time
Yeah.
of the season for Jamesy.
I actually think we've covered this before. My favorite time of year is that transition from summer to fall because you still have all of the warmth of summer.
Basically right now.
But in Oregon, you start getting all of the color shifts of fall because we have a ton of different tree
It's
species
so
here.
beautiful
So,
outside.
yeah. And then Anna's favorite time of year is actually spring, summer.
Opposite.
Yeah.
Well, it's when my birthday is. I'm a spring baby. You gotta
That's
love
true.
spring. By the way, I'm just chiseling out a little bit of the watercolor edges to make them a little cleaner with the graphite pencil. So I have the graphite pencil selected. I have used our handy dandy little tool down here, this little guy. You can use your thumb to press it down and then draw with your right hand or left hand, whatever you want. It's very adaptable. And basically it just becomes an eraser of whatever brush you have. And then if you double tap, it's double tap, then it becomes an eraser for as long as you want. So you don't even have to hold it down. And then you just double tap it again. Or wait, is it? Yeah, you tap it once and then it becomes the brush permanently until you press it down. And then you just double tap it to let it go again. So you can just press it whenever you want. So it's really adaptable. Use it however you like, but definitely use it because it's awesome.
Oh, guess who's in the chat?
Who's in the chat?
Corinne Hand.
Corinne, my best girly. How are you? How you doing, Corinne?
Corinne's one of
We're just
our
going to have a
friends
chat now. This is a video chat.
down in California.
Yeah, Corinne was just up here and now she's back in Sacramento. I'm sad, but you know. Live your life, girl. But yeah, everybody say hi to Corinne in the chat. Hey, Corinne, what's up? Hey, how you doing?
Oh, wow. Cody
Making
Bear
voices.
says that they have colored pencils that are full colored pencils, like the full graphite pencils we talked
That's
about.
awesome.
That's so much color.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
Unbelievable
color.
color powers.
The power.
Yep.
That is awesome. I want that. Oh
Those
my
must
gosh.
have been expensive colored pencils.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's more expensive if you get more product, but I love colored pencils. I want to use them more. Whenever I see some artist using them really successfully, I'm just like, well, why don't I? What? But we have some really cool pencils that are watercolor pencils. So you can draw with them like colored pencils and they look like colored pencils. Awesome. But then if you add water and zhuzh it a little bit on the paper, it becomes watercolor. It's so cool. I love them. You actually got this for me. So sweet.
Yeah, I got you a cool little kit of them.
Yeah, it comes in like this fancy wooden box. I love it.
Yeah. Celia says, hello, eyes here.
Celia, you made it. Hello. How's it going, Celia? You have a good Labor Day? Labor Day? How do you say it? I saw some people posting about how Kiki's Delivery Service is the perfect Labor Day movie because it's all about celebrating like hard work and doing it for money and like getting compensated for it. There's a cute little line where the bakery lady, Kiki, was like, oh, I don't need the money. It's fine. And she was like, work is work. And so people were passing that image around like Labor Day. Yeah, work is work. Get paid.
Everyone should get paid. Living wages.
Oh, you know it. If they're not getting paid living wages, what does that mean?
That's basically what the
Just-
US is. Yeah. Corinne says, hi guys, it's so hot back in Sacramento, over 100 degrees every day.
California's on fire
Yeah,
in so many
California.
ways. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. Everybody in California, I am so sorry that you're going through this, but please just sit in front of some AC for me. Like, I want to know that you're okay. It's a
When,
lot. It's a lot. It's very hot.
when
It's
power
very hot.
allows. I think LA was saying that you have to limit.
Yeah, there are power outages because people are using so much AC, and that's just sad.
I mean, they have to because
Oh,
the temperature got up to, was it 112 in LA on Sunday, I believe.
crazy.
But then somewhere near LA, they recorded a temperature of 121 degrees.
oh
which,
my gosh. That's not
what?
okay.
How does a
That's-
human being survive in that?
They don't.
Someone pointed out that that was actually, I believe, was either 50 or 60 degrees Celsius, and they said that's halfway to boiling point.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Which is
No.
crazy.
No, thank you. Please no. Whenever people can like put an egg on the sidewalk and it cooks, just don't. No, thank you. So Kendall, be very glad that Colorado has snow.
Yeah.
Although, no, wait, Kendall, you posted a picture that was ridiculous. It was the news cycle saying that there was fire, freezing, and snow all in the state. Just like it's on fire next to snow.
Yep.
What is that about?
You know, 2020.
I know, seriously. Can we all just like get together and say like, well, 2020 and just like party?
I mean, in Oregon, when they gave the wind warning yesterday, saying that it was reaching between 50 and 75 miles per hour, over in the Lion Shed fire, they described it as a hurricane force wind of just fire. Can you imagine fighting a hurricane of fire?
No.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Why is it called the Lion Shed fire? The lion is shedding its
the
fur.
Lion Shed region.
It's like the lion.
It's the watershed. Only it's the Lion Shed.
Oh, fancy. Yeah,
That's the
just
name
come
of
up
the
with
watershed.
reasons. Please lie to
I'm
me.
pretty sure that's the actual reason, is that
Oh,
watershed
really?
is named the Lion Shed.
I like it when you just make up random
Oh,
reasons.
okay. Well, there's a lion and it's in a shed and it's wearing a crown.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me of obviously it's crowded, but it reminds me of a movie that I watched as a kid, The Lion and the Lamb. Anybody else see that? Did you?
I bet if you described it, I might remember it. Was it a children's animation?
It was, yes. So it was very much like talkless, what do you call that? Like it didn't have a lot of human dialogue. It was mostly about this lamb that was in barn house, and it lost its mother, I believe, and they found a lion in there cuddling with it, and it was just keeping it warm during the snow. Our ceiling made a weird sound again, just by the way.
The wind outside just picked up. So
yeah, we think it might be some kind of filter, like a fan of some sort that connects to the outside, and it's just like
it's
in
probably
our ceiling like that.
30 to 40 miles per hour right now.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's nowhere near what it was last night. I mean, come on.
Okay, what am I doing? I wanted to fill in one little area.
While checking that out, I'd like to remind everyone that we'll be doing the reviews of the Adobe Daily Creative Challenge at 11 a.m. And if anyone would like to participate in that, they can head over and drop that in the Photoshop Discord?
Photoshop Discord. Yes. Yeah, excellent. We've got a link up. Thank you so much, Paco, for putting that up. That is the Photoshop Discord. Highly recommend you guys join, even if you're not doing the challenge today.
Just Cody who got that link up. So thank you, Cody.
Thank you, Cody. You're amazing. As always, we know. All right, so what I'm going to do is start going in and painting with the pencil brush. Just like we said, I like the idea of using colored pencils. Basically, the pencil brush is colored pencils because it just goes into color when you want colors. So I'm going to go on this layer and basically just start painting stuff out, like adding more color where I want it and taking it away in certain areas. I'm actually going to put it above the line layer so that I have full control and can just go anywhere.
Looks like Celia has a new computer. Congratulations. I hope your computer is amazing and that you can do everything you want with it.
Yeah.
I hope you can open Photoshop and that you can stream and that you can listen to YouTube all at the same time with your powerful new computer.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, one thing I did just do, if you were catching up with the layers that I was going through, I want you to know what happened. So I accidentally painted with this, which is vector brushes, which is another awesome feature of Fresco. So vector brushes are made of math. Instead of rasters where they fill pixels on the page, they basically have algorithms that show them where color is and isn't, which means that you can infinitely zoom in and it will always stay crisp. So you can see where those pixels fall apart eventually. Vector doesn't do that. So vector is amazing for doing things like pin design, like designing things that usually you would have to either do in Illustrator or take your raster stuff and then make it vector in Illustrator. So instead of doing that, you can just do it all in Fresco now. It's amazing. So this is just another benefit of the program if you are somebody who needs to make work for very large format stuff like a billboard or whatever, or you're making logos that are going to be used all different sizes, and you never want the resolution to change, then definitely check out Fresco for the vector brushes. They're amazing. And they've got all sorts of texture to them as well. There's all sorts of fun stuff in here that is just so much more than I could ever imagine. Oh, look at that. This would be beautiful for lettering. Woo! Anyways, so I had accidentally made a vector layer when I didn't mean to, just by selecting one of those brushes. It automatically makes a vector layer. See how there's this little, wish I could like point to
Icon?
it. There's an icon on the side of the layers. So you can look at the side of this layer right where that arrow comes out, and then the side of this layer right where that arrow comes out. This one has little like dots, and this one has a circle, and that just shows you which kind of layer you have.
And it's currently the layer highlighted blue for everyone watching.
I deleted it.
Oh, it's gone now forever.
It's gone, and you're incorrect now. But yeah, I am going to go back to the raster brushes because I love raster brushes so much. Going to the pencil brush. So we got pencil. There's also scratchy pencil, and I also love Rake Grit. That one's awesome. And most recently, have been playing with the Go-Go brush. So
Go-Go.
there are so many options. It's a lot. Go-Go. Actually, let's use the Rake Grit a little bit because it's kind of like watercolor. You don't have full control. It adds a lot of texture, and it gives you just this lovely, like, I don't know, what would you call that? Like a rough edge.
Yeah.
So what I'm basically going to do is just kind of single out some of these colors and just go crazy on them. Because I want color shift within the leaves, but I also want the leaves to feel delineated from each other a little bit. They can blend in certain areas much more, and then they can kind of, what would you call it? Be separated in different areas as well.
Very cool.
Yeah. Very warm, actually. These
Very warm.
Very warm.
Yusra, thanks you for showing the vector brush off because she's currently making pins.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yusra
Yusra makes amazing pins. Actually, my friend Anthony ordered some of them. They were the one-line animal ones where it's all like, it was a flamingo, I believe you got one. But it's basically animal that's drawn with one single line going throughout. It's absolutely beautiful. So check out Yusra's work. So nice.
Yeah, and I think they can check it out on your Discord you have set up for streaming. Right?
I definitely have a Discord. I don't have the link on here right now.
Well, there's a
but yes,
Discord.
If you go to any of the videos, what you can do is go to my page. My profile is under Anna Daviscourt. I don't know if there's a link here, but it is under the video tab in every single one of my definitions, what do you call it? Descriptions. There we go. In every one of my descriptions, I have a link to the Discord, so you can definitely find it. And it's a ton of fun. I recommend not only if you're like a streamer or anything like that, just if you're a person who wants to build some community, Discord's a great way to do it. Obviously, Behance is a great way to do it as well, but Discord goes a little bit further with like image sharing, video sharing. You can have streams on there where you guys like talk to each other or share music or whatever the heck you want. So it's very, very useful.
And oftentimes when Anna is streaming on Behance, she will also have the Discord up so that everyone who's participating can just jump back and forth and drop pictures for everyone to laugh about while she's streaming.
You know, James like acts like he knows about it, but he still hasn't joined the Discord.
Joined the Discord. It's true.
Pressure's on, man. You gotta join the Discord.
Yeah, at some point I'll have to.
No, like today, like right now. Yeah.
Computer.
Sounds good. You should visit it right now instead of the stream.
Oh, thanks, Cody, for posting a link to that Discord.
What? Cody found it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Cody's such a pro. Thank you so much. Aww. So sweet, you guys. So sweet. But yeah, it's like, it's just really fun to get to know people. Like you people. I get to know a lot of you guys. And I mean, you know that because a lot of you guys are coming from my stream, but or page or Discord, whatever the heck you want to call it. But it seriously is such a fun community, and there are tons of different Discords for different streamers, for different groups. Obviously, we have one for the Photoshop Discord. So if you ever feel like, I really wish I knew more about Photoshop, but I have these kind of questions that are inconvenient to, like, I don't know, figure out on my own, or there's just something holding you back, or you want somewhere to post your work and get creative feedback, that Photoshop Discord is amazing. You get so much feedback from artists who are working professionally and are like, just, they know what they're doing. They know what they're talking about, and they are there just to talk to you. So take advantage. So there.
Oh.
I'm telling James to do it too.
They want me to post my work on the Discord. You can see my work on Instagram and Twitter and stuff.
You punk.
I also have to put it on Behance.net sometime. Last night I was like, oh, I could start uploading to Behance, and then it was 11 something at night, and I decided I should go to bed.
That's how life goes,
Yeah.
basically, for us. Like, oh wait, it's 11, darn it.
Yep.
But yes, James is posting much more, and you've made so much artwork that you haven't posted, and honestly,
I've got like
I'm
8 months worth of artwork.
Yeah. So
see, my problem was I was posting really well, and then my files got stuck on the wrong device, and then I stopped posting, and then you just have to get back into it after
How
that.
Unfortunate.
But yeah, I posted yesterday a little Lucas design, and today I'm going to post
from Stranger
Justin
Things.
design,
Anybody a fan of Stranger Things?
and then a Barrett design.
Ooh, Barrett, because we played Final Fantasy VII.
But remake. I have like 40 files I have to grab off the iPad now, so.
Absolutely, we really need to back up our files. And by the way, that's a reminder for everybody watching, back up your files.
Yeah.
Do it now, because there's never a better time than now, and there's definitely a worse time than now.
For sure. Well, also there's this thing with iPads, I think it was a month ago, where they released a software update, and a bunch of people who were working in programs on the iPad suddenly lost all of their files after the update.
No.
And there was no way to get those files back. So we turned off auto update at that time and told ourselves we have to grab all our files off of the iPad when we can.
And have we done it?
We have not yet done. I've grabbed a few files off of the iPad. But.
No, what I do is especially, by the way, great feature of Fresco. I swear I'm not like an advertisement, but I guess I am, because I love Fresco. And I honestly do come back to it more and more because it's just so fun. But there is a feature right here. If you do, well, first of all, I have the access to live streaming. If you want to be a live streamer on Behance, there's also a Discord for that you can join and ask to become a live streamer. But also you can do publish and export, and then there's a time-lapse export. So you can do this, and then you'll see an entire, basically like zoomed out, or what do you call it, like sped up version of your piece being created. So it's super cool to watch, and also really, really good for social media engagement, because people love watching videos. If you can add music to it, even better. But it's one of those things that is really good for engagement. And actually, I've made it part of my Patreon. Is like one of the tiers, one of the rewards is that you get to see time lapses of my work. And basically all of them are in Fresco, because it's just so convenient. I wish Photoshop had the feature that you could have a time lapse of your piece. Because I used to screen record all the time, and I found that I leave a piece and I come back to it way too often. And it doesn't like capture just when you're working on it, it captures all the time. So it's one of those things that Fresco has made it super convenient to capture all of that information being put down. So I highly recommend. And then what was the other thing I was going to mention? Something about Fresco. I totally lost it. So
Fresco.
Brain gone.
Recording.
It's super easy. Oh, that's one thing. Okay, so we were talking about it came back. Getting files off of the iPad. Basically what I do is I save a version onto Photos, and then I save the time lapse into Photos, and then I send them to myself via Google Drive. So it's really easy, just like 1, 2, 3, you get it all off. But you don't have the working file. However, there is cloud storage with all of your Adobe CC. The CC stands for Creative Cloud. So that means that any of the files that you are working on your iPad will automatically update in your cloud files, and you can open them in Photoshop layered. It's amazing. I love them. So I've done that many a time on my stream where I'm like, oh, we're working in Fresco today, and then tomorrow we open it up in Photoshop, that kind of thing, or vice versa. It's really just your comfort of programs, what you need from one or the other. And what usually what it comes down to is, if James is using the iPad, then I will use Photoshop, and then vice versa. But it's one of those things that is definitely, it helps with the workflow, but also I could have my cloud files if our iPad suddenly deleted everything.
Oh, that'd be so sad.
It would be so sad.
Yeah.
You want all your files to be safe all the time. They're like children,
Yeah.
Just keep those babies safe.
I need a new hard drive so I can keep my computer.
I keep telling you, get a new hard drive. There's no reason not to. Just do it.
Just takes time to find the right one.
No, we have one in our shopping cart already. We just need to order it.
Anthony Jackson says that they see this character as a Halloween decor item from Michaels.
Oh yes,
no, wait,
Anthony Jackson works at Michaels. Yeah, totally. I hit Anthony Jackson up for the discount.
Yeah. Everyone just come to him and steal his discount. For Michael's.
Oh, wow. It got really scary.
You said that.
But you said it worse.
Okay.
But it's definitely something where I think that Michael's, like, by the way, if you guys haven't talked about like jobs that you can have outside of doing art constantly, having a job at an art place has to be an advantage. Like, you're just constantly surrounded by not only creatives, but also all the tools you could need in the world. And Anthony Jackson, if you're not experimenting with different mediums and like having a ton of fun with whatever is new at the store, do it. That's such a learning advantage. It's awesome. And your mom's an artist, so I feel like you've just got so many advantages in the world. So take advantage.
And isn't it a 30% discount?
Oh, it was something insane. It was actually a really high discount.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
It was pretty good. But I can't remember off the top of my head what it was. But it was more than 10, which is all I've ever gotten from a job.
Yeah.
10%. And I'm mad about it. But it's definitely something where, like, obviously you don't go to a job just for the discount. We're joking. But it can be an incentive.
Yeah.
The only like store that I really worked at with customer service, I mean, we did work at the student store when we were in college, but that didn't count as a real job. It was so nice.
Yeah.
It was basically like stocking 10% of the time, and the rest of the time was you could draw at the counter. You could do all your homework there, and maybe like twice a day somebody would come in. It was so low pressure and awesome. Yeah. So if your student store is like that, please go work there. It's the best time. It's awesome. And I got to work with him, so that was I
Yeah, I think we had the morning shifts usually at 7 a.m.
That was the downside, I have to say. It was very early.
Get up at 4 or 5 a.m. Get ready.
But my dad lovingly drove us, so that was really nice. But I definitely think that some of my best like working experiences came from that job. It was awesome.
Definitely. Celia says, "I is back." She stepped out for a bit.
Is back.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Celia.
I'm still just like roughing in a little bit more of the colors. It's kind of funny, but there's like an in-between stage where it's like rough, also rough, but a little bit more information. And then I'm going to go to the pencil brush and get like pretty refined. But these are some of my favorite brushes, and I've used them all over the place. Actually, if you guys see my, what do you call it? The Behance profile picture, my little avatar. That profile picture was painted in Fresco with these exact same brushes. You could actually see the rake grit brush texture in there. So if you're curious about how I do these things, you're literally watching it. There's no mystery here. It's all the same.
And if you're over on YouTube, you can jump to behance.net and click on the Adobe Live tab.
What are you doing on YouTube? What are you doing?
In the chat with Anna, and tell her things. Like, what is your favorite thing about fall? That is a great one. What is your favorite?
Pumpkin patch.
Pumpkin patch.
I want to go to a pumpkin patch so badly, and I'm trying to figure out if it can be responsibly socially distant, because like pumpkin patches are amazing. The only part that makes me nervous really is checking out, like having to go up to pay somebody. We've been very safe during socially distanced time. What do you call this? Self-isolation. Everybody has a different term for it. But anyways, we really haven't gone out like at all since all of this happened. Yeah. And so I'm still very nervous about going to stores or going out and, buying things from people across for sure. A little
it's
aisle.
Not better, it's worse since it started.
It's real dangerous out there, guys. Be safe. But it's one of those things that we're always trying to stay abreast of the new information and also be as safe and smart and overly safe. I would highly recommend, if you guys feel like maybe maybe this is safe, maybe it's not. If it's a maybe, don't do it. Like, just be safer than you think you have to be, especially if you are around anybody that you can put at risk, because we don't want to have any bad cases. We've got some friends who have had it, and it's not fun. Not fun
Kendall
at all.
In the chat has had it.
Wow, exposing Kendall. Oh. Yeah, she has had it. No, it's not a bad thing. It's just one of those things where it's just like, oh man, darn it. I'm so sad that she got it.
Yeah.
But it's something that, we got to be careful of. So, bringing it back to the question, I want to go to a pumpkin patch, and that's outside. And I feel like if I could just go pick out a pumpkin and bring it home, I'd be happy. And then I'll just like throw a $20 bill into the patch. Is that okay? Just like, have my money. Okay, I'm taking it away.
Maybe.
Oh man. But last year, Anthony and I went to the pumpkin patch. Anthony is my best friend. If you haven't seen my streams, he's on there with me a lot of times. But he and I went and what do you call it? He got a gourd, a pumpkin, whatever it was. It looked like a giant pickle, and it was bigger than that. It was like the entire width of where we are. It was that big. It's insane. Somebody get a screen cap of that. Yeah. But yeah, it was this giant pickle, and it's so goofy looking. I have to put a picture up. I'll put one on the Discord. Okay, remind me to do that. Hey, remind me to do that. You join the Discord and pressure me to put Anthony's picture up. It's so cute. But yeah, anyways, it's one of those really cherished memories by me going out there in a crisp fall air and just going out into a field and picking the wildest looking pumpkins, just the wildest. Oh, and Oregon is amazing for all of the outdoor areas that we have. James and I have been exploring a lot, taking drives because our car will die if we leave it alone.
Yeah, twice a week.
Yeah, so we've been going up this one road that's very like suburbia meets rural, and it's amazing, I have to say. We definitely want a house out there someday. We're just like, and this plot will be ours, and we'll have the view out on the hills, and they'll never develop it, so it'll stay beautiful and pristine, right?
We'll
right?
Hopefully.
We just have to own like 30 acres, and then we don't have to worry about them making townhomes in our backyard. It's fine. It's fine.
So Anna's favorite thing about fall? Pumpkin patches. I'd like to throw that out to the chat for anyone who has something particularly that they love about fall. If you are lucky enough to be in a part of the world that has fall, then shout out what you like about it.
James?
Me? Ooh, that's a tough one. I'd say my favorite thing is the changing colors of trees. And then other than that, I do love pumpkin pie.
Oh, pumpkin pie is so good.
We have the Costco 5 minutes from us, and when it gets to the correct season, they have a pumpkin pie that is the size of Anna's head times 2, probably. So
is this your system of measurement? Is my head times 2?
Yeah.
Normal, so normal.
I was trying to use the screen space we've got.
Yeah.
But if you're familiar,
how
Costco
many bananas?
has
It's always bananas.
Massive pumpkin pies. You could eat it
probably
for
like 2 large bananas stacked end to end is the diameter. Yeah. But yeah, it's such a good pumpkin pie. And the thing about pumpkin pie though is you have to get at least 2 canisters of whipped cream. Or make your own, because I love whipping my own cream, I have to say. It gives you a workout that works off the calories of all the whipped cream.
We have the mixer now. Or hand mixer.
Who needs a hand mixer? I'm the hand mixer. No, like you get I know a lot of chefs. I know that a lot of chefs online say that whipping your own cream, like it gives you more ability to tell when it's perfectly whipped, and you can over whip it, so you don't want to go too far. So like a soft peak or whatever is supposed to be the right thing. So just remember that for your pumpkin pie needs. Whipped cream expert here, Anna Daviscourt. What up?
Master of whipped creams. Natasha, yes. Costco pumpkin pies. Oh, they're so good.
They're so good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. If you're not in the US, like if you visit here, get a Costco pumpkin pie.
Ooh.
And their muffins. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, the muffins. If you don't care about calories, get those muffins.
They have an apple brown sugar one that's really good.
Oh.
Corey says that their favorite part of fall is the mulled apple cider.
Ooh, I don't think I've ever had like a mulled apple cider.
That sounds like the best form of apple cider.
Mulled.
Yes.
So mulled wine.
So fancy.
So fancy. Okay, one thing I think I'm going to do is do an overlay layer. So just real quick, I'm going to go into here and do, I think, multiply to knock back some of this and unify the colors a little bit of the cape. Because right now the cape is a lot. There's a lot going on. So I want to not only unify the colors, but also make it a little bit darker than what it is now. Continue.
Cast a little shadow from the character on it to give it some volume.
Voluminous.
Yes.
Also, I'll show you a tip after this, but you continue, James.
Corinne says that her favorite part of fall is also the trees.
Corinne,
she would love to go to the East Coast someday.
Oh my gosh, yes, Vermont.
Yeah, Vermont you want. That's their new slogan for the state. Vermont I want.
Vermont, question mark, I want.
Vermont,
exclamation point.
I want, period.
Take that, run with it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Great job, Corinne. You came up with that, not us.
Oh, completely. It's all Corinne.
Yeah.
Oh, Corinne all the time. It's Corinne's time.
Kimber, you must be near California if it's still 90 degrees where you are.
90 degrees.
Not as bad as 121, but
are
still
we
quite
comparing? Is it that you have
just
to have
California
a certain
in general.
level?
Oof.
It's true. It is a foof.
Are you in California, Kimber, or are you somewhere else in the world?
Anywhere else. Okay.
And do you have fall? And if you do have fall, what is your favorite thing about fall?
Your favorite question.
Yeah.
I'm going to add a little bit of shadow from the hat. I think it would be cute, but I think that's too hot of a color, so I'm gonna desaturate. We'll see. We'll see what we like. What do you think?
Yeah, I like the shadow. I think, yeah, that's...
Goes up to the hat. You want to look out for tangents in your work, so the line of the hat and the line of the shadow were aligning up perfectly, and I don't want that, so I'm just gonna go.
I'm sorry, Corinne, but you do get credit for a joke. And Kimber, this is the most important question that we've ever asked. How do you pronounce your state?
What's the state? We have a difference of opinion on this. It's
I was
gonna
told
be controversial.
from a young age that, I mean, how we would normally pronounce it is Louisiana, but I've heard that wasn't the correct way to pronounce
That's
it.
how I pronounce it. Louisiana.
I would love to hear you. I can't hear you, but maybe like do the little speech dots out. Yeah, the phonics of how you would pronounce your own state.
I'm hooked on phonics. Okay, now we've got this. It's looking lovely. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the shadows help a lot. The colors are good. Do you want the background to be that like deep cozy purple, or do you want it to be like a brighter purple?
What
Set the character off. I don't know. What do you think of the values?
Chat
with your squintabilities.
Squintabilities.
Maybe you can just like adjustment layer erase everything on the purple layer.
Excuse me.
Oh, Martha says her favorite part of fall: sweaters and cozy socks and tea.
And tea. Okay, I thought you just said auntie.
No,
your auntie is your favorite part.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so sweet.
Fairy says they don't have a summer holiday in their country.
Ooh, no summer holiday. Then you got to make up a summer holiday.
I mean, I guess we have 4th of July. That's kind of a summer holiday.
Definitely, yeah. That's a full-on summer holiday.
Grill and launch fireworks and don't light things on fire with the fireworks.
Let's just not make fireworks part of it anymore. I'm done with that. Like, fireworks are cool, but how about this? Okay, we all just agree that fireworks shows are where fireworks take place, and they're designed to be safe.
Yeah.
And then we don't have individual fireworks. Okay? Sound good? No kids with sparklers running into the brush? Yeah, that sounds good. To me. You love fireworks. I know. I've had a change of heart, for sure. That like I used to be like, whoa, cool. And now I'm just kind of like, only at shows am I like, wow, cool. But that is definitely a personal opinion. Feel free to disagree. That's totally fine.
Shakar says, oh my gosh, so pretty. Only once again with like a bajillion
Oh my gosh,
and...
so pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta read every comment with emphasis.
Emphasis. Kimber says they love the humidity. Ooh. How it leaves the air and it has a crisp feel. You can smell the fall. I do love the smell of fall.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. I take back the pumpkin patch thing. The smell of fall is my favorite.
Stepping on leaves when they're all crisp.
Watching Fupa play in the leaves. Okay, so we have a neighbor who has a corgi whose name is Fupa. She is so freaking cute. And when we met her, she was a little puppy playing in the leaves in a gutter. So it's just like, you know, like the little edge of the sidewalk, a ton of dry leaves had built up, and she was just all in it, like, and she's like a fluffy corgi. So it was just this little fluffer just running around having the best time.
Yeah.
Oh, I love her. She's so good. Guys, I'm dying not petting dogs, because you're not supposed to pet dogs, by the way. They can spread the germs from you or from the owner or anybody. It's just not good.
Tara says, preach, Anna, preach.
Preach. Oh man, if you guys want me to preach, I have so many things that I can talk about, but I'm not gonna. It's okay. It's okay. We're safe here. We're safe. Okay. What I'm gonna do right now is gonna take pure black. What?
The slightly bluer stream going through actually feels like, yeah, a breeze is passing through the piece, which is nice.
It actually feels.
Yes,
oh, if you can make people feel with your artwork, that is good. Yes. All right. So one thing that I'm going to do, what time is it, by the way? I don't want to go over.
It's 10:30. So okay, just a quick reminder for everyone, we'll be checking out the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge at 11 a.m. You can go to the Photoshop Discord to leave your piece and we'll give feedback on
it. So what I'm going to do is take pure black and I'm going to fill the layer. Fill this layer. Pixel. Oh no, we got rid of everything. Done. No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it to color mode.
We learned this trick from a color key artist at Blue Sky who was our mentor. His name is Ty Carter. Now he's at Netflix. He's amazing. Go check his work out.
Absolutely amazing. So, and also a fantastic teacher, and his Patreon allows you to get one-on-one teaching from him. So definitely highly recommend. Anyway, so this trick gives you a true black and white of your piece. And I wanted to show you guys this just so we get lay of the land in terms of value and where it's blending and where it's not. So obviously highest contrast we want on the face. And I actually am going to put in a little bit of value for the glasses on this guy. So we're going to have some of that going on. And then we want certain areas to not blend as much as others. Oops, let's do this. So I'm gonna just mark a little bit of what I'm thinking of. We've got the rake brush. I'm gonna bring out the pencil brush for, you know, the markings. Let's do a true teacher move and just make them red. All right, so right here is blending. So B for blending. And then we've got good contrast going out through here. I think that the color right here is blending as well. So if the lines stay dark, that's fine. But if we go for the inner color that's on this hat already, it will blend into the background value-wise. Not with the color, but with the value. And then this is all really pretty much working. There's enough contrast going on, but not so much that it's taking away from here. We want most of the contrast to be happening on this face. And we really haven't worked on the face like at all yet. So I think that we should go in there, make it all pretty, and then we can work more on the leaves and the exterior stuff. Our little mousy friend, the red eye. And then also I made these little like notes of like, do we want birds in the wind? Do we want moths up here? That kind of stuff. So if you guys have any feelings, please put them in the chat. What kind of flying things we would like around this guy. We could do moths. We could have giant moths if we want, or we could have like little fairy sprites. We could have, oh, I had a dream last night. Oh my gosh, I'm remembering it. It's acorns with moth wings. Acorn. Acorns are amazing. What if he like drops little acorns too? There could be like little green chips to them on the tip. It's really beautiful. Wait, they have like little points too. But yeah, acorns are adorable. Yeah. So these are my thoughts. This is the less pretty side of art making, but it's so important to get it done, and to always take the time to like step back and look at your work from afar. So I'm going to add another layer. And what I'm going to do here, I think I'm going to go back to the watercolor brushes and I'm going to fill in the glasses. So I really filled them in. I'm going to make that a little bit smaller. Beep, beep, beep. So this is opaque at the moment. You can have it more transparent. One of the great things, by the way, about the live brushes is that you can have different flow here that kind of you can choose how much pigment is in the brush, I would say, and then there's water, so how much it goes out from where you're painting. So you can have much more concentrated, or you can put it all the way up and have it more flowy. So there are a ton of different options that you can just play with, and I highly recommend you do. So since this is opaque and weird looking, what I want to do is make it into probably a soft light. Yeah, ooh, look at that, our cutie boy. It's looking really good, especially on the edge with the purple. Yeah. And then we could do a little color shift if we want. Make it like a nice bright, like green blue. Very subtle shift, but you know, I know it's there. It's fine. Okay. And then let's go, now that we've got so many of these different layers, so let's just go back through them again. So we've got the glasses layer, turn that off. We've got the multiply layer. You can see the big difference that made. Turn that off. And then we've got the rake grit layer where we kind of sectioned out some of the colors. Sorry, our apartment is making weird noise.
Whenever there's a massive wind outside, it's doing something to our wall.
Oh yeah. And then we've got our line layer, and then we've got our watercolor layer at the very back. Wait, we should just turn that off. Boom. Watercolor layer. There we go. Boom, look at that. That's so cool. Oh man, I like it. So now you can see how we built up this piece by piece. And now we've got the top layer that I finally want to get to is the pencil brush. I'm not saying that this is always going to be the top layer. It's just that I know that I like it as a top layer, but what?
Oh, Paco is funny in the chat. He said it's a ghost woodpecker. The sound that we're hearing in the wall when the wind
it's very haunting. It's trying to burrow into
the spirit of fall is a ghost woodpecker. Who knew? Yeah.
It's very weird, but
everyone's saying spooky in the chat.
Yeah, guys, we totally planned it. We're trying to be as spooky as possible. It's fall.
Keep it on theme for fall.
Absolutely.
Which reminds me, we'll have to watch Over the Garden Wall soon.
Over the Garden Wall. If you guys haven't seen Over the Garden Wall, or if you have and you want to like experience more Halloween-y stuff, just watch it again. It's so good. It's so good. It's a little mini series it's animated and it's the cutest thing. Very Americana Halloween, like spoopy but not too scary. It's great for kids.
Kind
it's
of
so cute. Yeah, very folktale-y. I love it. It's definitely one of those favorites now after we've watched it multiple years in a row. I feel like it's a part of our lives. And you know how certain shows just really pop out in your mind like that? It's definitely one of those. It's so important to me. I really need you to watch it. So please do.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's on Disney Plus or Hulu. One of those two.
Is it?
Yeah, it's either on Disney Plus or on Hulu. So everyone can watch it if they have the stream. So definitely Google it, because I'm not sure which one it is.
Use your goggles.
Martha asks, what did you say the top layer is?
Top layer, right now what we're doing is over everything. We are making a top layer of our brush, our pencil brush. So I'm just going in here, and this is kind of my like most refined brush, where it's not big swaths now that I'm doing, it's littler marks. And that's why we're so zoomed in. But my top layer, if you're talking about like what I have above it physically, this is the black and white layer, and then I made a little notes layer so that we could see like, you know, where it was blending. I leave my self notes all the time. It's a really good practice to get into, not just for yourself, but you get used to getting notes from clients and stuff like that. So leaving your self notes is kind of like practice for that of, you know, if you said fix this, then like fix it. It's silly, but like little practices like that can really get you a lot further in your mental relationship with getting client work. And it is an important thing to train yourself to do, because you're not just naturally good at everything. Sorry to tell you, children, but you're just not always natural at things. So I highly recommend just leaving yourself notes and paying attention to them, changing them. Molded by it.
Oh, suddenly you're Bane.
I'm Bane Cat. Thank you very much. If you guys haven't seen Bane Cat on YouTube, it's hilarious and amazing.
So good.
Your armory. We all need it.
No one will understand anything we're saying unless they watch Bane Cat on YouTube.
I'm going to have to kill you now.
Definitely go see it so you can laugh at our jokes and not think we're crazy.
Yeah, just look up Bane Cat on YouTube. It is seriously the best like 3 minutes you'll spend today.
Yeah, it's true. Yes, clever. Totally agree. Over the Garden Wall has such a unique and different use of like theme and color and art style. It's just
I want to steal.
And a horse that wants to steal.
I'm gonna burgle your turrets. Ain't that
so many sayings that no one will understand.
That's a rock fact.
Unless they watch the show. So please also watch that.
I'm just gonna keep doing inside joke things until you watch it, okay?
Okay.
That's the deal.
It's a good incentive.
It is. You gotta be in on the joke, or else, you know, the only other option is you're out.
Oh yeah, Anthony Jackson, that black and white layer that was shown to us by Ty Carter, who's a calligraphy artist at Blue Sky and is now on Netflix. And it is the truest way to see the values of the piece. So while you're painting, you can just flip that on top, see where the values aren't reading and where they are. Make sure you have the highest contrast in your focal point. Very useful.
Very, very useful. Thank you, Ty, for that tidbit of information. Works in Photoshop as well.
Yep.
By the way. And you'll see I'm painting out. Okay, there we go. Also, I have 2 notes that I wanted to say in succession. So one of the things is you've probably seen I'm color selecting a lot, and I do that in all my paintings constantly. So that's just a habit of mine. But if you want to know how to do that in Fresco, all you have to do is use your finger and press down in the area where you want the color, and then you can move it all around and like really zero in on what color you want. It's super intuitive, easy, love it. And then another thing is
I'm demonstrating.
You think you're demonstrating.
I'll be the hand model whenever you're doing special things.
Oh my gosh, such a hand model. He did just clip his nails like earlier this morning, so he's ready.
Michelle says that she adores Over the Garden Wall and that they're going to make some themed yard decorations this year.
Ooh, what kinds of things?
Yeah,
I want to know. That's
little
awesome.
Elephant kettle top.
And if you join my Discord, I really want to see that. So share all the pictures. If you can.
And if you make the little rock fact rock that has the eyes and the tongue painted on, post it on Anna's Discord.
Oh my gosh, please. Just anywhere in the world. I just want to see it.
Also, I'm going to take this chance to shout out the Adobe Creative Residency
whoop, whoop.
Community Fund.
It's awesome.
So previous years, they've had something called the Adobe Creative Residency, where they pick a group of people and they kind of fund their lives for a year. Anna was the creative resident for 2018. It was amazing.
What?
Yeah. They send you all over the world.
It was awesome.
They get you mentors in whatever field you're going for. It just helps you get to where you want to be.
Absolutely change your life. Yes.
Yeah, it's incredible. And this year they made it slightly different because they recognize
the world is slightly different.
The world is slightly different this year with COVID-19 and just whew. But they've tried to make it available for more people by spreading the fund out. So there is a massive fund. It's $1 million, and you can apply to it. They'll fund a short-term project, or you can apply to one of their projects. And they're just trying to help as many artists as possible during this time. So definitely apply to the community fund. You've got a great shot, and it's
the best thing you could hope for.
Yeah, it's
honestly.
a way to spend your time the way you want to spend it and put something valuable out into the world that will help other people.
Absolutely. And I mean, just a personal shout out to Adobe. Thank you, first of all, for having us here today. And then second of all, thank you for like actually caring about the artists that use your product, because I mean, there are plenty of companies out there who just care about their audience in a way of like numbers or whatever. And honestly, Adobe has shown time and time again that they actually care about the people who use their products. They think about us. Like Fresco is a testament to that. Honestly, they when I was in the residency, I got to work a lot with the Fresco team to make it the best program that it was. I'm not taking credit for it at all. They did all the work, but I'm just saying like that they actually ask about it. They actually want to know what artists need from a program and how they use it, and have always kept that kind of same attitude in their actions. So the community fund absolutely shows that they just want artists to thrive. And so take advantage, please do the thing. Become a part of this awesome family that we have at Adobe. It's really a good place to be, I have to say.
And thank you, Cody, for posting a link in the chat to the community fund. And thank you, Paco, for being behind the scenes. And
Paco, you're awesome.
Yeah, he just played a little clip video of the page for the community fund. Scrolled by, it was all fancy.
Amazing. Yeah. All right, can we get a little clip of Over the Garden Wall, Paco? Just show everybody like this random show. Yes. But it's so on theme.
Buzzer says that 2020 I have called a bad joke. I actually like to equate 2020 to more of like a show narrative. It's really funny because then you have arcs like, oh, whatever happened to that like loose end of the killer wasps that they reported on in March that were invading Washington from Japan, and then like you didn't hear anything from. Yeah, you know, it's a loose end. We have to know how
it'll come back at some point.
Exactly. Yeah. Is that the surprise ending? It comes back and it's behind everything all along.
Oh, the wasps!
Just think of it as a very strange story. This year is truly weird and sad.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely weird but I don't want to undercut like, yeah, how sad it is for people. There are so many things going on that are deeply serious and horrible, but also be grateful for what we have.
Oh, definitely.
I am so grateful for every one of you and like everything that this year has brought on the good side of things. It's been a pretty good year for us, I'd say. I mean, apart from having to be inside, it's kind of a great time to be an artist, I have to say. There are more companies now allowing you to work from home. And so I hope that that kind of sticks into the future, because we've talked about this on my stream a few times, but it's not everybody's brain works the same and not everybody thrives in the same environment. And so it's really lovely to have options, just to say like, you can work from home. That's amazing. So I really hope that's one of the holdovers from this whole experience that we really get to thrive off of. I don't know if you guys agree that you like working at home, then please let me know. And if you disagree, I mean, I would be very fascinated to know like a different breakup of who likes this versus, you know, working from different places versus people who really thrive in an office environment. But I really think that the choice would make everybody happy. At least me. Oh, that makes him look like an old man.
Great.
Oh, so
yeah.
What do you think? Do you like or no?
It's a tough one. I think we should throw that to the chat, see if you like it.
To the chat.
Yeah. Do you like
mouth wrinkles or no mouth wrinkles?
Wrinkly pumpkin, or do you like a fresh, young, cozy pumpkin? Also, Anthony Jackson, great job. They are continuing to apply to the community funds, and
Anthony Jackson,
it's true.
If
you don't get it right away, you will eventually get it. Just keep trying.
Absolutely. It's the same with everything. Always keep trying. My classic story from getting the residency is that the year before I applied and I did not get it. So the year I got it was actually my second year applying, and it could have been my 50th year applying. It's just one of those things where if you don't get it, keep trying. Don't ever stop. And don't ever stop trying to improve your pitch, because you never know when that little bit of effort that you put into it is going to be the little bit that makes it happen. And it's a truly life-changing experience.
For
James
sure.
knows from experience as well. It changed his life. It changed my life. It's never like, I can never overstate how much it did for both of us and how much it can do for you. Community fund or creative residency or both. I don't know. Can you get both? I don't know. But it's just one of those things that like, I just want you guys to take advantage of it. Please do the thing. And we could talk about it. I actually art directed a project earlier, like a month ago. I think it got posted.
Released?
Yeah, it
Awesome.
has been released. So I got to art direct with, 4 artists and 1 designer. And oh my gosh, it was so much fun. And these artists are amazing that are coming through. So like I have seen firsthand the talent, or I like saying skill rather than talent personally. The skills of these artists are just outstanding, and they're really good eggs if you want to make people into eggs. But it's just one of those things where like they were easy to work with. They were very responsive, even though we were all around the world, because it is truly global at this point. It was something that was a joy to do, and another way that I could be involved with you guys. So I love it. Can't say good enough things about the residency in all forms.
There are actually a few people shouting out that they love working from home as well in the chat.
Yeah.
Clever says that they're now working from home and they love it.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
I hope people love it. I don't want anybody to be forced to be home that doesn't love it, but I definitely do.
And Martha from your streams
Martha!
as well.
Yeah. Well, Martha loves being at home because then she can take care of the dogs.
Yeah,
right?
all the dogs. That's life, isn't it?
It is the life, you know? I've shown James the picture of like 15 dogs in
Yeah.
your house, and it's just amazing. I love it.
They're all just waiting for you to pet them.
Basically, yeah. It's like, well, they're so well behaved. You can tell just, I mean, them lining up for a picture is like, what?
Yeah.
Amazing. So you're doing great work, Martha. Great job.
Oh, thanks, Eugenia. They said that Cody said there'd be a cute character, but this character is so cute.
Oh, I'm so glad, you guys. Oh wait, I did it the wrong way. There we go. By the way, one of my favorite things to do with anything like even slightly as what do you call it, pumpkin stem, like the curly stems that they have are so much fun to draw, and doing like the wrapping lines around things is just such a joy. If you haven't tried it lately, go try it. It's really fun.
Wrap those lines.
Wrap the lines and then make it like really action-y by having thick and thin and pretty extreme angles and stuff like that. It's just so fun.
Martha has her dogs trained well. She uses treats for them to pose and smile. They know.
Yeah. Now, motivated dogs are the best, because then you really can like train them to do anything, and like
treat them to do anything. Literally, you use a treat and they'll do anything.
They are yours for life. But yeah, Martha takes care of dogs as part of her work. Like, she is a kennel in herself. What would you call that? Dog sitting, I guess. And so, yeah, we all are envious, Martha. That's awesome. I want to do that real bad. I just saw my parents' dog the other day, and he's getting older, and he's so cute.
Lost a few teeth.
He's lost a few teeth. He's a little mini dachshund, and little dogs have, teeth issues a lot of times. But he has this like tooth that's it makes his lip curl in, so it always looks like he's snarling.
Snaggletooth.
Yeah. It's so cute. And my mom's like, oh no, he's getting old. And I'm like, he's so cute though. Oh, I love old dogs. They're adorable. But yeah, he just turned 10, so he's not that old.
That's pretty old for a dog then.
Maybe he's not that old.
Oh, okay. Hey Paloma, thanks for joining us in the chat.
Paloma, love that name. So beautiful. All right, I'm gonna add like little touches here and there whenever I see them, where like, apples. And how pretty they are.
Apples? I do know apples. I love apples.
Do you know some apples?
Yeah, what's your favorite type of apple?
The pink ladies for sure. They're my favorite by far. But I'd say this one's like a Fuji, possibly.
Yeah, I could see Fuji.
I like the color change that some of them have.
Yeah.
What about you? Favorite?
Ooh. Oh, I think I tend towards the pink lady as well. I know Honeycrisp is usually seen as the best thing, but sometimes they're too flavorful for me. And flavorful? Yeah, I like pink ladies because they're the second most flavorful apple.
I've never heard anyone say like something's too flavorful for them.
It's just a burst of flavor. Sometimes
it is, for sure.
Like, whoa! Put that in your advertising. What was the one you came up with for Vermont?
Go here. I can't remember.
Vermont, I want.
Why Vermont? I want, or something like that.
It's just Vermont, I want. I'm pretty sure. Vermont, question mark.
We'll have to roll back the tape.
Yeah, everyone who's been in the stream for the last hour, what was the slogan for Vermont?
Clearly you guys remember. Totally. This is our little rat friend, and I love them. So, just by the way.
Rat or mouse?
I like rats. I had a white rat. His name was Moonshadow.
Moonshadow.
Yeah, and then we had the opposite with Sunshine.
Quite the epic name for a rat.
Yeah. We had
like
the
a warrior rat
name.
Yeah.
I mean, my cat was named Vicious. If
That's
you guys
true.
watched Cowboy Bebop, but yeah, I think that Moonshadow and Sunshine were probably some of my most remembered rats. We had many rats as I was growing up, although my last one was Violet, and I loved her so much. She was a little brown rat, and oh my gosh, what a babe. Oh, I miss my rats. They make really great pets, by the way. If you've ever thought about having a rat, would recommend. 10 out of 10.
One of the friends that we worked with back at a game studio company, he had Marshall.
Oh, really?
He had a
yeah.
pet rat in college that he trained to exceptional levels, apparently. Literally like dog levels of training.
Actually, Marshall has, if you play D&D, he is on Patreon called Printable Heroes, and he makes basically illustrations of characters that you can print out and make your D&D figures. So like you can fold them in a certain way that makes them stand up, and then you've got like little characters for your D&D stuff.
Yeah.
So definitely check him out. He's awesome.
Much more
got great work.
One of the largest dividers for people being able to play D&D is actually miniatures being so expensive. So he has a company where he's just designed thousands of characters at this point.
So many at
you
this
just
point,
print out
it's
a piece of paper
backlog
with all of the different enemies or heroes that you want, and then
in different themes and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, I think he might have a system where you could commission certain ones where it's like, oh, I want this theme.
Does. So
but yeah,
check him out, Printable Heroes.
Printable Heroes.
Also, a reminder, in about 5 minutes here, we're going to be checking out the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge. You can post your work on the Photoshop Discord and we'll check it out.
Check it out, baby. Yeah, I'm super excited to see what you guys made for today's challenge, because I believe there was something called, it was like Mezzotint was one part of the challenge, which I have never used. It's one of those
I've
like
never used that either.
Filters, which is super cool. I
Paul
love
Tranny.
Yeah, Paul covered stuff. I mean, he always
busting out the advanced skills.
Super advanced. So I want to see, what you guys come up with that, because I'm so fascinated by the depths to which Photoshop can go and what you guys make with it. Because if it's a tool that you've never used before, sometimes that's the key to like unlocking your creativity. Suddenly you're like, oh, I'm going to make something really cool. The ghost woodpecker is back, by the way.
Every time the wind hits about 40 miles or more per hour,
it
hits the wall of our apartment.
Actually, okay, so the fast wind, I had the window open just a little bit, and the wind was coming through so fast that it literally made the like ooh sound. It was very cool.
Spooky.
I love it. Tis the season for spooky.
Ari Cole said that they grew up with 15 gerbils.
15 gerbils?
Yeah.
What?
Not at the same time.
I need them.
But in total, they had 15
crazy.
gerbils.
I mean, yeah, I can understand, because they don't live for all that long, unfortunately.
They're so
and
cute,
so they're adorable. We had a gerbil in one of my classrooms that, you take turns taking it home.
We had turtles in our classroom.
Oh, turtles.
Yeah.
That's adorable. You get to feed them like lettuce and stuff.
Exactly.
Oh, I love it.
Feed them. They're so slow. They just go over, extend their neck out. Yep.
What was I thinking? Oh, in middle school there were ball pythons and oh golly, what was the other thing we had?
What, you had a python?
Well, I mean, it wasn't like the class had it. It was like the whole school had it.
I mean, that's still.
It was a lot, yeah. And then every once in a while, like maybe once every 2 years, they would get out, and people would be like, "There's a missing python."
Oh my goodness.
But they were used a lot for the science classes. Like we would see them feed and stuff like that. So you kind of just learn about animals and what they can do.
Yeah,
it's very cool. But I really liked them because every single time you went to like the science wing or whatever, you would pass their terrarium. And so it was kind of like a communal, ooh, what are they doing? It's so cool.
They're sleeping? Wow.
Yeah. And they had funny names. I think there were references to something. I remember one of them being Gus, which is funny because we have a Gus on Adobe Live. But there was, the other one was like some kind of like together, they made some kind of word or reference or something, but I can't remember what it was. So if you think you know it,
Slither.
Slither. Wait,
one of their names is
no, one of them is called Salazar and the other Slytherin. Don't you think?
That makes sense.
Or Basilisk, Bassa, and Lisk. Is that weird? I don't know. By the way, we're fans of Harry Potter, so if you want to put your house in the chat, we will be happy to shout it out from the heavens and then maybe speculate on what you would do with,
Celia
magic.
In all capital letters said, "Ack, so much time has passed."
Yeah. Oh no, Celia, did you have something important to do? No, that's not. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out like what the most important pieces of this are so that we get a satisfying conclusion. So it's not that it's going to be completely done, but I want enough so that you guys can see like where it's going. I'm going to bust out the grit brush again. How much time do we have before we're reviewing?
About 3 minutes we'll be checking out that creative challenge.
You put on your like announcer.
3 minutes.
I don't know, 3 minutes.
Checking out that creative challenge. And this is just how I talk now.
Wow, what a great way to talk.
Oh.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Adobe Live.
Wow. You should take this job. You're better than me.
Let's see how it plays out, Cotton. Did you ever watch Dodgeball?
I don't think I did.
What?
Yeah.
Oh man, classic.
Was that on Nickelodeon?
No, it's a movie.
Oh, okay. There's so many Nickelodeon shows you've seen that I haven't seen. So.
Like what? Hey Arnold.
Nick Kids and Nick
Hey
Teens
Arnold.
Yeah.
Move it, football head.
Hey.
Oh. Sorry, I didn't mean to insult you. It's just the line. I actually had a friend whose parents wouldn't let her watch that show because of that line. They were
really?
like, that's bullying. Stop it. Don't let her watch it. And then, of course, my parents were like, yeah, watch whatever.
You watched a horror movie when you were 6 or
The
something.
Terminator when I was like 6. But
Yeah.
whatchamacallit, we just rewatched that the other night, and
Oh yeah.
it's got some
This is-
entertaining bits.
Yeah.
It's really not as scary as I probably made it out to be in my child's mind. I mean, it's not appropriate for children in any way, shape, or form, but I'm just saying, like, it's pretty silly sometimes. Like when the Terminator, he's showing his eye and stuff. It's like very clearly a prosthetic.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny.
I'm gonna shout out a few of the people's houses for.
We got houses.
Yeah, we have Anthony as a Gryffindor. We have Clever as a Hufflepuff.
Gryffindor.
Yusra as a Hufflepuff with 2 smiley faces. Yeah.
She knows.
And
We're
in
all
about
Hufflepuff country here.
a 1 minute, we'll be checking out the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge. So, any last touches before we take a pause and head over there?
None at all.
Oh.
No, I'm going to do a dark purpley. I don't want it to be too saturated. I'm just going to add a little bit of that purple down here. A lot of this is just kind of feeling out the colors. You got to feel it. Your eyes bulge like no. James really likes logical building of things. Like, explain it. All right, time for feedback. Let's do that.
All right.
Let's go to the Discord, and oh yeah, today's creative challenge is pixelate and mezzotint. So let's go to the current challenge tab and see what we've got.
Yeah.
All right, so first I'm gonna go all the way to the bottom and go most recent to least recent. So I'm gonna go all the way down. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Okay, so this is what mezzotint is doing, I'm guessing, because that, to me, that says mezzotint. I don't know about you guys, but that's so cool. It's like blocking the pixels together, don't you feel like?
Yeah, it's creating masses of similar color or value in different pixel shapes.
Absolutely. This is very cool.
It feels kind of concept art painting, like a quick way to get a base for a concept painting.
Another one. This is from L Watch. Excellent job. Day 6. So this, I think, the only thing that I would say feedback wise, first of all, I love the color palette. I feel like it's really soothing and works really well for this blocking. One thing is I am a little bit confused as to what I see the person in the foreground like taking the picture, but I'm confused as to what they're looking at and taking a picture of. So that's my only thing. It's a little bit confusing. But this is a really, really cool use of this filter, and I love it.
Yeah,
so,
the composition, colors, and values, I think, are all very pleasing.
We've got a wind affected motion blur, so that has to be some other day, but it looks really cool. Very nice motion blur on that. Used well, sparingly. And then we've got Fairy.
Hey, you're in the chat.
Oh, you've got multiple of them. Okay, so we've got a glitch. So a glitch effect, very, very cool. I've seen this actually, modern horror games that take place on phones and stuff. This could be very useful for, and I think this is extremely successful in the feeling of it's a digital glitch, but it's also very visually appealing because you've got those blues and reds and they're slightly offset. So I like a lot. And then Fairy, hey Fairy, what's up?
Also, Van Damme is in the chat.
Van Damme.
We could scrub back down to Van Damme one more time.
Is this Van Damme?
Van Damme.
Oh heck yeah, that motion blur. I don't think it's today's challenge, but it is very, very nicely done. And having the motion blur with the reds and blues, again, like a not monotone, this is not complementary, it's just 2 different colors. It's cool in one. A duo color tone or whatever you call it, it's a very solid way to build a piece because you really can't go wrong. All these colors are very appealing, and it's got this minimalist approach that makes it read super quick, where you understand exactly what you're doing. And is it 11 years old? Are you 11 years old? Is this insane? What? If you are, that's crazy. And great job. Also, Fairy's photo is now in context, and it says goodbye, and I'm a little scared. Oh my gosh.
Definitely playing off that horror game vibe. Very cool.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a great context, but I'm scared. So success.
Great job.
And also we've got Can You Hear Me, Major Tom, after the classic David Bowie, I'm guessing, the Major Tom. And then we've got the pixelate and the mezzotint, which is really, really cool. And we've got some on the edge of the moon, it looks like some kind of breakup there. Kind of like the digital effect that Fairy got on theirs. Very, very cool. I love seeing that. And I feel like the The only feedback I would have is I like the idea of the astronaut having a clear head and then it pixelates as it goes down their body a bit, and then goes into the mezzotint in the background. That's what I imagine. So I would just dial down the pixel effect only on the top of the astronaut, but that's just me. So if you like. Very, very cool. Laura put yum in the Discord. And then we've got Mercurial Forte doing another astronaut piece. Very, very cool. Ooh, look at that swirliness
spirals
of background. That's so awesome.
It has a horror vibe to the astronaut as well.
Like a
kind
glitch
of like
astronaut coming
in Paranorman, yeah, when they had the evil little witch girl had her face distorted out in multiple parts.
Oh man.
What was her name?
Aggie.
Yeah.
Aggie is so cool. So if you haven't seen Paranorman, it's a stop motion movie, and we actually got to see some pieces from the set.
Also, very fitting for fall.
Very fitting for fall. Super Halloween themed.
Yeah.
But Aggie has this effect where her face is like multiple
Contorting,
faces at once, and they did that in stop motion. So there's literally a piece of multiple faces connected. And this definitely reminds me of that, where it's like, it feels like because of the effects, they are in multiple places at once and kind of follow you around. It's also like that Overwatch mode that we just played. There's a horror mode where Sombra comes after you because she's a glitch, and you have to run away from her and collect these orbs. But glitch effects are a really cool modern horror kind of trope, and I love it. So very successfully done. One note I would have is that the moon looks a little bit like it's moving because of the effect, where it's like whoosh, like there goes the moon. And I don't know if that's intentional or not. So just like revisit that if it's not intentional. That's all I'm saying. And then we've got Hi Johnny says day 6 pixelate, pointillized, mezzotint, and color halftone from the old print days. Wow, so many things. That is so cool. Very, very nicely done. I feel like this one is very keyed into what you wanted as the final form. Like you were experimenting, but you got something that feels very complete. And I think part of that is just putting it into context, having it like the Time front page. Very, very cool. And I really wish we had old cameras that we could put up into space with like the old astronauts and just take cool click pics like this. How cool would that be? Like, oh, we just have to go up to space to take a photo for Time magazine, just real quick. So you made that happen. Awesome. And then Paul Tran, you posted fun with filters. Oh, heck yeah. That is so cool looking. What I love is when you get into the detail of that, you can see all the little blocks coming out, which is very cool. It almost reminds me, like down here, it reminds me of Post-it notes, because where we used to work, there were Post-it note 8-bit characters on the windows that they made out of Post-it notes. And it looked like this.
Like Samus and Mario.
Samus and Mario, Oh,
I think that was Mark Van Borstel and Jose.
Yeah, they did a lot of work on that. And then we've got Key. Oh yeah, this is an old challenge. Challenge day 2. Passport to Adventure. Very cool. Okay, excellent. I think we've seen all of them for today.
Let's refresh one more time just to make sure.
Oh, down the bottom. Okay. Yeah. I don't know how to refresh on this one. Sam Peterson is typing. Hey, Sam Peterson.
Everyone can see you typing
now, Sam. Updated. I think you just swipe up from the bottom. Okay. So awesome job, you guys. Like, boom. You guys all did such an amazing job with this, and so fast. I'm always amazed that people can get so much work done by the time that we're reviewing it. So excellent job coming along on this journey. I hope that you learned a ton about Photoshop and some of the filters that work throughout. And then we'll pop back into Fresco.
Yeah, that was a very cool effect, Paul Trani. Thanks for showing everyone that today.
Paul's a pro.
And hey, Nuno, welcome to the chat from Portugal.
Ooh, wow. Portugal. Love it. Portugal, the man. That's a band.
Yusra says that they love Paranorman.
Paranorman's a very good movie. Actually, probably one of my favorite of Leica's.
I think it is my favorite Leica movie. I like Coraline. I like Paranorman. Paranorman probably the most, I'd say.
It's really hard for me because I feel like they cover so many different kind of things, and Paranorman like had me at the beginning when it's just the concept of it, and then they executed amazingly. So it's really hard to decide, but I do love what's the I obviously love it when I'm having trouble
Kubo and the
thinking.
Two Strings.
Kubo, such a good movie. And honestly, I need to rewatch it again just to make sure I didn't get swayed by like one time watching. But it's so good. Oh, it's so good. And definitely worth the watch. So if you haven't seen Kubo yet, definitely hop on that bandwagon. And what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, at the end, they have a cover of As My Guitar Gently Weeps from, I believe that was George Harrison. So good. Love it so much. So if you're a fan of the Beatles or George, definitely want to check out that cover. Plus, it's a perfect way to just like end the movie. I don't know. There's something about.
It's very interesting that you're
songs.
talking about a band right now when Paco in the chat just said that The Man with an exclamation point is one of their favorite bands.
Portugal the Man.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. Oh, it's a really good band, you know?
Paco.
Now I have songs in my head that I can't sing.
Oh, yeah, can't sing
Darn
any
it.
copyright songs right now.
My heart would be the color blue, but I want to sing. I love singing.
Just replace all of the lyrics with the wrong ones.
Then the wrong thing is, and James is a thingy. That's a thing that we say. Trying to make up like random words and remember a song and be on Adobe Live. It's just a lot. Thanks for the challenge, James.
Reverb Mike is waiting for the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown reference.
Oh, the Great Pumpkin.
Yeah.
I mean, well, this guy is the Great Pumpkin, don't you think?
Yeah.
He's just a real cute Great Pumpkin.
The spirit of fall.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing we need to definitely add is little sparkles, like little just deep, 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 deep. Because that makes it magic. Duh.
For sure.
And then the other thing I wanted to make sure to add is these little mothy guys. Mothy boys. Because one of the things that I've definitely leaned into hard this season for fallish looking whatever is moths. I love moths. They're so good. Don't you love moths?
Yeah, moths look very cool. You actually did a pattern of them. Was it last week or the week before?
Did I? Oh, yeah. It was a while back. I was like, I don't remember my own work. But yeah, I've been making a lot of patterns on my streams. Actually, I just finished one the other day, yesterday. That was stoats and olive branches. That was a really fun one. But the moth one was moths and ginkgo leaves, which is very on theme for this. And ginkgos are one of my favorite leaves of all the leafdom. If you guys don't have a favorite leaf, go out in the world and find one. Highly recommend. It's great.
Paloma's always down for some sparkles.
I mean, who isn't? If you're not down for some sparkles, I feel bad.
Ooh, and Yusra shouted out Kubo, then Box Trolls, and finally, do you remember this movie, Corpse Bride?
Yeah. Oh man, Corpse Bride's an oldie.
Yeah.
I liked Corpse Bride, but I felt like it was trying really hard to be like what do you call it, Nightmare Before Christmassy, which I mean obviously it is. It's like, it's what's his face, I'm just having blank spaces. The woodpecker's back.
Paco's woodpecker spirit.
You know, Paco, you gotta like calm down that woodpecker. What was the name of the director for Nightmare Before Christmas? You know, I can make your hands clap.
Corinne also likes your Starry edition.
Oh, the little sparks.
Yeah.
Sparkles are, I mean, you can't disagree. They're awesome. Boom. And then, of course, with any moth, you can just do like little markings to make it mothy. Gotta add that moth factor, you know? Big circles are always really fun. But that is one of the fun parts of making patterns, or like bugs in general, is really just adding those little touches of pattern. They're so fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we've got moths, we've got sparkles, we've got a little bit of steam going on. I think maybe I'll go back into here. So we've got the line layer, and we can lock transparency. I unlocked it so that I could erase the birds because I wasn't feeling them. Sorry, birds. But what I'm going to do is just add a real light color to a certain few areas. So let's go light blue. Oh yeah, look at that. Light lines on steam. Cannot beat it. And then we've also got these lines back here. What? Look at that. Now, these don't have to be the final lines or anything, but especially since, the stream is not forever, I wanted to just give you guys the feel of what I would go for in the final and show you just the look that you can achieve just by coloring lines. It's pretty easy and pretty awesome. I want to put a leaf on the hat. Right here. Oh ho ho. You like this leaf? Is that your favorite leaf?
Lettuce leaf.
Lettuce leaf. Whoop.
King Boomy from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Absolutely. Gotta love King Boomy. By the way, Avatar: The Last Airbender, it's not really Halloween themed, but definitely go watch it.
No, now we're just recommending shows in general.
Duh.
Yeah.
What if we reach somebody who hasn't ever heard of this show
That's true.
and it's like their favorite show? You never know when that's going to be the recommendation that changes their lives. Amazing. But I definitely cannot recommend Avatar: The Last Airbender enough. Over the Garden Wall enough.
Yeah.
Those are just, you got to have them in your repertoire. I'm going to make this a little bit lighter. Let's see. Is that too light? Yeah, that's too light.
Reverb Mike is also shouting out Coraline, which I also consider kind of a fall-like movie.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's very Halloween-y because it's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
But in a nice way. Every time you say Reverb Mike's name, I think you're saying, like, the mic has reverb. And I'm like, no, wait, no. I want the audio to be good. They can hear us, right?
I hope they can hear us. Or have we just been talking into nothing this whole time?
That's happened to me before.
It has. Wow.
Oh. Well, I mean, on my personal stream all the time. We call my stream Oops All Bloops. So it's Oops All Bloopers for a long form. Mr. Blooper is my father. But
that was a reference to Finding Nemo. Mr. Turtle was my father.
I never knew my father. But what was I going to say? Oh, I think it was when I was doing DCCs one time, I tuned in, was talking to everybody, and they were like, Anna, what's going on here? And I was like, no, my audio wasn't on.
Aww, sad day.
Yeah. Or I wasn't connected. Oh, that was the day I wasn't connected. Oh, it was just so sad. But, those days are in the past now. We forget our mistakes. Wait, no, we learn from them.
We forget our mistakes. Yes, that is how life works.
Well, we don't dwell on things that only hurt us. What we need to do is learn from them and then let them go.
Definitely. Natasha loves the little pink mouse.
Oh, thank you, Natasha. Little pink mouse, little pink mouse.
Yes, Paloma, I agree. Avatar: Last Airbender is the best 2D animated show ever.
Ever?
It's my favorite 2D animated show. It's amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't think you'll find many people who are like, no, I didn't like it. It's just so good. But, if there are people out there like that, they're wrong. It's fine.
Paco says, preach about something that someone maybe that we said.
Welcome to the stream. You forget everything that happens 10 seconds after
Paco. All right, we're preaching about Avatar: The Last Airbender because...
Preach. But yeah, absolutely. This is exactly what happens on my streams all the time. I'm talking about something and then somebody says something in the chat and I'm like, no idea what that's in reference to, but cool. And they're like, something you said 10 seconds ago, literally. And I'm like, sorry. It happens. It's fine. It's fine. We're fine. It's fine. I need a slightly darker green. And then boop.
Nice.
Separating that a little bit. Doop doop. And then let's see here. What's most important to get done?
Maybe define that arm, the bottom side of it, and separation of the shirt.
This one?
Yeah.
Right here? Okay. This is one of the advantages of having an artist choose your partner. Like, I can always ask James and just be like, hey, what does this need? And same for him to me. It's pretty awesome. I'm going to shorten these fingers up because they look really long. Want him to have tiny little hands.
Little nubs.
Little nubbins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who needs hands when you can have nubs?
Oh, now we've got Wade in the chat.
Wade! Is that Wade Akoff?
Yeah.
Akoff?
They're calling out a short by Tim Burton called Vincent. Have you heard of that?
Absolutely. Yeah, I have heard of that. Yeah, I think that was one of his really early works, I want to say. But maybe I'm wrong.
Now we know what we're checking out after stream. Thank you, Wade.
Yes, definitely. I'm not an expert in everything. That was it. Tim Burton is his name. Oh, I couldn't even remember it.
Oh.
But yeah.
Sorry, I knew that.
How dare you? Corinne asked what was in the cup, and it's definitely chai. You know me, girl. Chai all the time. Actually, lately I've been out of chai tea, so I just add cardamom to my hot water. Cardamom, allspice, and cinnamon. Because I've got them. So you can't tell me what to do. What?
Anthony Jackson. Always Avatar, Harry Potter.
Absolutely.
That's what we talk about.
Anthony Jackson knows us up. He's made many Avatar-themed artwork. Definitely check out Anthony Jackson's page, by the way. We artist spotlighted him not too long ago, but if anybody didn't catch that, go follow his page.
Was it May?
No, that was, I think, August, too.
Oh, okay.
We did one where I hosted Sam Peterson, and then one where you hosted me, I believe, right? Is that memory? I don't know.
Is that memory? What is memory?
What is memory?
It's our best attempt at recalling things.
Oh,
usually
man,
incorrectly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. Sorry if I don't remember things like names. Oh my gosh, it's so hard.
Yeah. Natasha says nubs, and then the greater symbol for math, and then hands.
Nubs win. There you go.
Nubs win.
Now you know officially that nubs win.
Cody's linking to your Behance page.
Mine. Thank you. Thank you so much.
On my Instagram. Thank you, Cody. Reverb Mike says James and the Giant Peach is Halloweeny.
Do you agree, James?
My name is James, and yes, I do
nice
agree.
To meet you. Yeah. Okay.
You know. Continue.
I just wanted to say real quick that if you want to go back in Fresco, all you have to do is tap 2 fingers on the thing. So if you ever see me doing that, like just 2 fingers, it's real easy.
It looked like I was challenging everyone on stream when I was demonstrating your
Water Tribe.
Water Tribe. Avatar Last Airbender reference.
Absolutely. Might add some texture on here.
We'll get that texture. Get that delicious texture.
Get it. Make it look like it's somewhat knit. Because that's neat. Puns!
Tight.
Tight. We've been watching a lot of Screen Rant lately.
Yep, that's a channel on YouTube, Pitch Meeting, and they just make fun of movies and the scripts for movies. It's pretty great.
In a jovial way.
Yeah, it's very sarcastic and entertaining.
Whoops. Sometimes like patterns go against my brain and they're just like, wait, no, I don't want to draw that way. So I have to fight my brain. You just actively saw me duke it out with my brain cells.
Did you win?
I think.
Okay.
What do you think of the pattern?
Yeah, it's working. I like it. Sweaters are very fall, so it's fitting to add that pattern.
I mean, you gotta have a sweater.
Also, 11:21, we'll be wrapping up here soon. We'll be handing everyone here off to Andrew Hockrattle for the Illustrator
You're in good hands.
Daily Creative Challenge.
I love Hawk. He's so good and so entertaining. If you haven't caught any of his streams, like it doesn't matter if you're doing Illustrator. It's just watch. Yeah, they're great.
He's fun.
Oh man, there are so many fun streams on here. Also, I've been just loving tuning in for Doodle Therapy with Alice Lee. It's so calming and lovely. So if you need a nice little like relaxation moment of the day with some artwork that's very extremely charming, then tune in. It's wonderful and you'll definitely not regret
it. Andrew just messaged in the chat, hey friends, ready to party?
Yeah. Well, he's ready to party all the time. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, so this is kind of where we're leaving off today. I want to add the woodpecker's back. I was going to call it a hawk because of Hawk. Oh man, Hawk Rattle. Oh my gosh, it is a hawk and he's rattling.
Is Andrew Hawk Rattle the
in our ceiling
ghost that Paco is pointing out?
Absolutely.
Maybe
I think
anyone who wasn't here early in the chat
Sorry,
has
Hawk,
no idea what we're talking about.
Random, but we have some kind of mysterious noise happening in our ceiling.
So Oregon, where we live, has been super windy. They gave a wind warning last night for 50 to 75 miles per hour, and there's still some residual wind gusts here, probably around 40 miles per hour. And any large wind gust makes our wall, for some reason, have a very strange noise, a rattle. From a woodpecker-like sound.
It's a ghost rattle, you know? They're just like...
It was the spirit of Andrew Hockrattle. He says, I am there. I am ghost. Haunting. Forever.
How many minutes do we have left?
We've got 2 minutes to 11:25.
Okay, real quick.
Any final touches. It looks great.
Oh, thank you. That's very sweet of you to say. I'm going to go in with a soft light layer really quick and just add a little bit of watercolor washiness. So I'm going to make it pretty big. So you can see that's what we're working with, is just like a light coloration. And I'm just going to make a little bit of a rosy glow to things because I like that. And sometimes adding a little bit of a, what do you call it, a soft light layer can just add a little bit of variation in color. It's not necessarily that it's like you have to have it. It just adds a little extra something, like a little variation. So I will continue working on this for sure, and I might do it on stream. So if you guys follow me, then I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, usually at 4 p.m. Pacific, but this week I'm going to be doing it a little bit earlier on Friday because I'm going to be streaming for Lightbox Expo. So I hope to see you guys there, and thank you so much for tuning in today. It's been awesome. And remember to vote. Please, please, please vote. It's super important. And also make sure you're signed up because that's what you can do right now.
And watch all of the shows that various people have recommended during this stream.
All the shows,
so
every
many
single
shows.
one of them. So there's our like little light layer. We can clip it down to the other one so it doesn't go outside. But one today, because I talk weird. Oh. James, would you like to say anything to the people?
Thanks for joining us. It was a ton of fun. Fall's amazing. Take a walk outside. Be safe, obviously, socially distance. But,
yeah.
Enjoy the changing colors and that crisp air.
Oh, it's such a nice time of year. I love it. And we will try to take care of the ghost in our attic. But other than that, you know, we love seeing you. We love chatting. So we will see you again hopefully soon. And if you're on the Discord, we'll chat with you. So now is not goodbye. It's just see you later. All right. So you ready to say goodbye?
Yeah.
Goodbye, guys.
See ya.
Have a great day.